Hey guys, it's Jitterz. Welcome back to the channel. The new map Lotus is officially out in Valorant, and I got a chance to play it the other day, so in this video, I'm going to be going over some of my first impressions upon playing the map. So to start this video off, I'm going to go through my general thoughts. In terms of the aesthetic, the map is super beautiful. I think the temple theme works extremely well. And yeah, in terms of aesthetically, this is honestly one of the better maps in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of the 3 sites. I think it's very cool. I'm happy to see more maps with more than 2 bomb sites. I know Haven was the only one before this, but now we officially have a second one. And the thing too is, although the map does have 3 sites, it's actually a lot smaller than you would think. I actually think it's closer to a map like Bind in terms of size than it is a map like Breeze. As of recently, all the newer maps have all seemed very, very large. In my opinion, it's a welcome change. Lastly, I think the new mechanic on the map of the revolving doors is also super cool. It allows for a lot of very unique interactions and outplay potential. There's a lot of times where the door being closed gives almost like a false sense of security, and being able to be playing on the other side and open it to pinch enemies trying to push a certain spot on the map I think is a very nice addition to the map. Yeah, in terms of general thoughts, I actually am a pretty big fan of this map. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm excited for this map to be available in comp. In terms of attacking and defending, having 3 sites, of course, makes it harder to defend, since there's a lot more areas that you have to watch, which thins the defense. In terms of actually defending, I believe the C site seems to be the easiest to hold, while A is the hardest. On A, there are some cheeky spots, like playing in Tree, which is the room with the revolving door, since it can be pretty hard to clear you sometimes, and you might just get free kills from playing there. It reminds me a lot of A short on Haven, where the attackers need to split up to clear you, and that allows you to take advantage of that, since you now are able to take a 2v2 instead of, fighting all 5 players head on. It's likely that you're going to have to get aggressive with your team to take space on defense if you want to be successful. I don't think you're going to be able to just sit back and wait for the enemy team to push you, especially on a map like this. Of course, in general in Valorant, that's not something you can get away with, but definitely on this map, I don't see that being a viable playstyle. Another thing I noticed is that the B site seems very easy to play post plan on, especially on rounds where it's a 1v1 or 2v2. The round seems almost unwinnable, since a player can plant and then pretty much be anywhere in the 4 doorways in that room. So when trying to retake on the site, you really have to make sure you're clearing out those hallways and limit the number of options where players could be hiding. The C and A sites, on the other hand, are a lot harder to play post plan on. I don't think you're really able to back off and play from safe positions in the same way that you are on B or, some other maps like Haven. I think you're gonna have to plant on site just because of how the plant zones are set up. On C, you have to plant on an elevation, and on A, there's a giant piece of cover that blocks a lot of the sight lines. So for those sites, I think you're gonna have to play with your team and try to set up crossfires if you want to be successful on post plants. When it comes to agents, I didn't really get a chance to play in a really competitive environment. The Lotus game mode is set up like Swift Play, where it's only up to 5 rounds, so it's a little bit harder to get, a good idea of the map competitively. But based on my first impressions, there are a few agents that I do feel have a lot of potential on the map. The first one that comes to mind is Raze. There are a lot of small hallways, especially on B and C, where Raze seems like she'd be very strong. Her ult is also super crazy, since there's a lot of high ground that you can use on retakes to help with your double satcheling. And there are also a ton of boxes that Raze can just play on top of. The other agent that really stands out is Cypher. Similar to Haven, he seems basically necessary to play anytime there's a map with 3 sites. Again, since the defense is going to be very, very spread out thin, you need an agent like Cypher who's able to trip and get you information somewhere without having to actually commit a player to that choke point. And him having a limited range on his trips is what, in my opinion, gives him a big advantage over the other Sentinels. His trips let you stack sites, especially since there's only a single choke point on C, so you can pretty much get info on that entire site using only 1 trip, which is, in my opinion, pretty strong. Other than those 2, I think Yoru seems decent. He has some nice flank potential, especially through B, where his TP can pretty much cut through the entire map. And when it comes to controllers, I think someone like Omen or maybe even Astra seems like a good choice. I believe that regular smokes is going to be preferred over something like Viper's wall on this map. I think regular smokes just do a good job at covering the choke points for site executions. And with that, that's pretty much all I had to say. It was a short video, I know. I hope this video gave you a good starting point for when you actually get to play on the map. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Subscribe, of course, if you're not already. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.